We're going on a date. Okay, I'm done. Hey foodies, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be counting down the top 5 places you'll want to go to if you want to go on a date at Universal.
Yeah, and we'll also be saying what our favorite date spot is at the end of the video, so stay tuned.
Yeah, you don't want to miss it. So what goes into our list? Some of the things that we considered while making this list were just like overall aesthetic and vibe. Vibes. We wanted to take into consideration, is the place nice? Does it lend its hand to a intimate experience? Is it quiet? Yeah. Does it have like nice things to look at?
Quality of the food, how it's plated, prices even for like, you know, you typically don't want to go to like a really cheap spot for a date. It's nothing wrong with that, of course, but if you're trying to make an impression on your date, you want to take them somewhere a little bit nicer. So that's just some of the things we considered.
And this can be either for your very first date or one of many dates. It's very versatile, the restaurants that we chose. So, you know, use your own discretion when deciding exactly where you want to go. Starting out at number 5, we have Mythos. Mythos is going to be a casual full-service restaurant located in Islands of Adventure. Now, if you do not have a park ticket for the day, this date spot can be either inaccessible or pretty expensive to get to because you need to have a park ticket. So unless you're already at the parks for the day or you're a pass holder and you can just go and come as you please, then, you know, this might be, you know, not as much of an option for you.
Yeah.
But if you are gonna go, it is completely worth it. It's a very beautiful restaurant. It has like a Mediterranean, kind of Asian and American flair to it. It's not considered like a fine dining restaurant at all, but it kind of gives that feel, which is why it makes like a really good intimate date spot. So there's beautiful scenery, there's like water fountains in there.
Yeah. It's actually very peaceful also and quiet, relatively quiet for a lot of the restaurants at Universal Orlando. So a lot of the restaurants could be like echoey and kind of loud, but this place, you know, you hear the clang of silverware, but it's nothing crazy. Like we've gone there and had pretty peaceful evenings after a long day at the park.
Which is very helpful.
Yeah.
We do suggest reservations for this restaurant, as it can be very, very hard to get in as a walk-in, almost impossible.
Yeah.
You know, restaurants at City Walk have a little bit more flexibility, but this is like you need a reservation for this spot. So have to have park admission and you need to have a reservation.
And we'd say try to find a reservation as soon as you plan your trip, as soon as you book your hotels, because you just never know. Depending on the season, it could be really busy. So number 4, we have Bob Marley, A Tribute to Freedom, located at Universal Studios City Walk, and it's right over there next to Pat O'Brien's and Red Coconut Club. We really like this spot. This is a personal favorite of ours.
Personal favorite.
And it serves Jamaican style cuisine. It has live music, and it's actually pretty affordable compared to some of the other restaurants. Most of the restaurants at Universal are fairly affordable depending on your party size. And for this list, we're assuming your party of 2 for a date. So it's pretty affordable. And the food is really delicious also and beautifully plated. A lot of it can be shared, which is a great plus. The live music is really amazing. It's really great. They have a full band. They play like reggae hits. Some Bob Marley hits. That could be a huge draw if you're a big fan of live music. You get a dinner and a show. It'll definitely make a big impression on whoever you're taking out on a date. You know, I for one love a dinner and a show. So.
All right, and coming in at number 3, we have Twosome. I honestly feel like this might be a little controversial because Twosome is super popular. People love it. People rave about it. And it's not like we don't like Twosome, but in comparison to other date night spots, we think this is appropriate for number 3. It's not bad, you know? So Twosome, think Cheesecake Factory. As far as the vibe and aesthetic, it does have like a steampunk theme to it. And then they have walk around characters, which, I mean, as far as date, I mean, I wouldn't mind people walking around talking to me.
It's a little fun. It's a theme park, you know?
Yeah, so they still fit in with the general theme park thing, but, you know, if you aren't a huge fan of having to talk while eating, maybe stay clear from this spot. Yeah. However, the food itself is going to be your traditional kind of American fare, with a little bit of a twist. It has kind of more of like a classical feel to it. Has you know, like just kind of like chicken dishes and steak dishes that are a little bit more elevated, not to the fine dining level, but they are a little bit more elevated than your typical kind of like restaurant fare, I guess. I wouldn't necessarily describe Twosome as intimate, because it can be loud in there. It is a very family-friendly restaurant, which means that you will see families, you will see little ones, and it is often loud in there. So if this is something that you're not looking for in your date night, then you might not want to choose Twosome.
So of course, most people come to Twosome for the draw of the desserts that are insane. You have the over-the-top milkshakes, you have cake and other things like that, but the milkshakes are the main draw. So those milkshakes, for one, are, at least for us, perfect to share just one. Like a milkshake per person, we did that one time. It was way too much. But one milkshake to share, perfect. And you know, it's kind of romantic. Your date night, sharing a milkshake. You know, you can bump noses while you're drinking. You know, it's kind of cute. Whatever.
I guess. If you're not a huge milkshake fan, they also have an array of chocolate and other desserts, other sweets and candies. And, you know, they say chocolate is the candy of romance. So, you know, what's a good chocolate or two?
Have a little date night at the chocolate factory. Have a little chocolate, have a chocolate milkshake. Romantic evening to me. Number 2 on this list is going to be Big Fire, which is an open fire style American fare, steakhouse kind of thing going on. We're looking forward to going there. We're supposed to be going there soon.
That'll be our date.
Yeah, that'll be our date. But it's a pretty, I would say it's a pretty great spot for a date because it's got, you know, just from what we've seen, it looks, you know, we have the campfire feel. It's a very warm, kind of like welcoming environment. You just have the smell. I don't know what it is about fire and like campfire.
And smoky.
Yeah, and smoky. It just makes it have like a, you know, it's kind of romantic. And then, you know, of course you have steak. Like the menu is very nice. Like there's a lot of steak.
Very neat, very hearty.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of things that make you feel warm. You know, while you're feeling warm next to the person you're dating or whoever.
Feeling warm next to the person that makes you feel warm.
Yes, well said.
There you go. And of course, the biggest draw for this restaurant is actually, again, dessert. They have tableside s'mores here, which is essentially a s'more spread. And they give you kind of like a little fire, like a very small, like little tableside fire pit, if you want to call it that. And you essentially toast and roast your own marshmallows, which is really cute and really fun.
Yeah, I can't wait to try that. That's something.
And I heard that they make the marshmallows in-house.
House-made marshmallows, you don't hear that very often.
Not often at all.
That's very...
So we are very excited to try that out. If you've tried it before, let us know how it is. And yeah, that is the thing with Big Fire. And number 1 on our list is going to be Vivo. Now, this is a popular restaurant that is pretty much, it lives up to the hype that it gets for date night. Mm-hmm. You know, we have our traditional classic Italian fare here. Italy is, you know, corresponding with the, what is it? No, French is the language of love. French is the language of love. Italy is the language of food and love.
Yes.
There we go. So they have a open kitchen set up here, which is really nice because you get to see your food made in real time. Everything is made fresh. The pastas are made fresh in-house daily, which is a good draw. And pastas in and of themselves are really good things to like share. This is a very shareable restaurant, from the appetizers to the entrees to the desserts. And that's very keen on just Italian food and Italian culture. Like large servings of food that you share. You sit around, big table with family traditionally, and you just eat and share in each other's company. And so we say that Vivo is very perfect for that, emulating that energy. and we've been a couple times, and we thought it was really good date night.
We really loved how, if it was had kind of like a warm feeling also. It was like the service was really great. And they really cater. It seems like, a lot of people go there for dates. So it's definitely a more date friendly spot than some of the other ones we had on this list.
It pretty much checks all the boxes as far as aesthetic is concerned, the menu, having things be shareable, or if you're not into sharing, just having an array of options that you can choose from to eat on your own. What else? Dessert.
Tiramisu is a great thing to share.
Yeah.
Another chocolate thing, another dessert perfect for dates. It's chocolate, delicious, very warm feeling kind of dessert.
I wouldn't necessarily say that this is intimate. You can ask for a table that is a little bit more on the offskirts of the general seating area. But again, because City Walk is at Universal, and Universal is a very family-friendly just place in general, you're always going to have your run-ins with, different types of people of different ages. So, if you are wanting something to be completely quiet, you can definitely ask your hostess or host for a table that's kind of like in a quieter area.
Yeah. So thanks for making it to the end of the video. We appreciate you watching. And as a reward, we wanted to let you know what our favorite spot for a date was at Universal. And it is Pat O'Brien's. And if you follow us on Instagram and you've been watching our videos, it wouldn't be much of a surprise to you that that's like our favorite spot of all the spots we have been to so far at Universal.
Now you may be wondering why we didn't actually include this in the list. And between Pat O'Brien's and Bob Marley's, we say that Bob Marley's gives slight more leeway when it comes to the ability to just kind of like sit and hear each other when you're talking, whereas Pat O'Brien's is completely loud, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But if you're trying to like go on a date and you want to like have actual conversations, it's almost impossible at Pat O'Brien's unless you're like yelling at the top of your lungs. And you're also competing with the dueling pianos and other people who are also trying to talk amongst themselves. And at Bob Marley's, if you don't want to be near the stage, you can actually request to sit either upstairs if it's open for the day, or you can sit towards the back. And in the back, you will definitely have a lot more grace in order to have conversation with each other.
We love this place just because the food is really great. Our favorite thing on the menu is a shareable item. The black and chicken nachos are outstanding. Go try them. You will not regret it. They are ridiculous.
Nachos, right? But no. These nachos were honestly the best nachos that we've had ever.
Yeah. But it also has a great menu outside of the starters. There's Cajun-inspired menu, red beans and rice, crawfish etouffee, jambalaya, bunch of delicious stuff. It's warm, filling food. You get to listen to music. You'll have a great time. Like, if you're music lovers, if you love to sing and have some fun, it's great. They have pretty good drinks also. Like, that's a plus. We love a hurricane now and again. You can see the glass in the back. But we love that spot. And we encourage you to try it out also.
So thanks so much for joining us in this video. Let us know in the comments if you agree with our list, if we missed anything, if there was anything that you'd add. We'd love to have the conversation with you. And as always, I'm Sierra.
I'm JT.
And this has been Food is Universal. See ya.
See ya. Bye.